All right, folks, it's the U.S. Army ringing the closing bell. I know they're going to have the Marines there soon to make our executive producer, Michael, a very happy man. Maybe Michael should be invited to go down there and ring the closing bell if they do have the Marines. Anyway, joining us now is Jeff Yastine, Newsmax Editorial Director of Financial Newsletters. It's time for the Daily Closing Bell Report. And Jeff, after yesterday's rousing rally, if you will, things have gone in the other direction on the final day of the first quarter.
Yeah, the way this volatility goes, after a while, you just don't want to ascribe a particular reason for why it's up one day or another. Today's one of those days. It ended with a thud, the Dow losing 200 points, the NASDAQ lost 46 points, and the S&P 500 dropped 18. Again, end of the quarter window dressing or window undressing. It's hard to know with the way they were selling the stocks today, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and yesterday we talked about fund managers and being near the end of the quarter, and we had the rise. And can we also put that in the loop as possibilities as why today we had the declines?
Yes, you can. Again, there's just a lot of money being moved back and forth. And also Monday, we saw there was some stuff happening over the weekend about the China's central bank talking about perhaps doing some quantitative easing there. And there's also a couple of big mergers that have been announced on Wall Street. So all that, we'll say, accentuated the upside. And today was the downdraft from that.
All right. Now, housing. We had some news on housing. And how is that playing into the market right now?
Yeah, it's interesting. Housing prices are doing really well. Denver and Miami saw the largest price gains of the S&P Case-Shiller index survey that came out today, a survey of housing prices. And the picture it's painting is a positive one. If you're in the real estate market, it's showing that housing prices continue to accelerate. What's fascinating, and the question is unknown, are we looking at another potential bubble here? We just don't know. I watch the infomercials over the weekend sometimes. You see the stuff about flipping houses again. That's back to being fashionable. And this is yet more data that shows that real estate is back.
All right. Now, you have two diverging pieces of information, business and consumers, and some numbers and information that we have on them. Talk about that.
Right. There's a group called the Conference Board that does a survey of consumer confidence. They've been doing that survey for a long time. And when it came out today, it was showing that consumer confidence hit its second highest level in, I believe, 7 years. And the only higher point was 2 months ago in January. So consumers are feeling good for all the reasons that we've talked about and guests have talked about before on your show. Low interest rates, low energy prices, that sort of thing. At the same time, we're seeing this other index called the Chicago Purchasing Managers Index, which is basically executives who are buying for warehouses and those sorts of things. They are becoming a lot less sanguine, a lot more cautionary out there, and that index has trended down and it's below a certain particular level for 2 months in a row, which shows that the economic activity in that area is decreasing. And so, we kind of have this disconnect. Wall Street and the business community, perhaps a little more dour, consumers fairly confident. And it'll be interesting to see how those two are resolved over time.
And how are they, we got about 20 seconds, how are they going to be looked at by the Fed when it comes to interest rates?
I think the Fed, we've seen before, Janet Yellen, when pushed, she will stay on the side of Main Street. I think she's going to withhold from raising rates anytime soon unless she's really forced to it by the data.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow on the show. Thank you, sir, as always, Jeff.
Thanks, Steve.
And you can find out more, folks, on the financial news simply by going to Newsmax.com and clicking the finance button at the very top of the page. That's Newsmax.com. Click the very top of that page. And up next, it's going to be Gimme 5. And as usual, it's a good one. Don't miss it. Coming up next on Steve Malzberg Show.